I'm looking forward to Wicked. For good, but please, I'm begging you, don't make Wicked 3. I'm so excited for Wicked. For good, but I'm worried that it's not going to be the last movie in the franchise. Both Wicked movies are based on the critically acclaimed Broadway musical of the same name, as well as Gregory Maguire's 1995 novel Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. The first film adapted Act 1 of the musical and focused on the friendship between Elphaba and Glinda. However, after Elphaba leaves Glinda in Emerald City at the end of Wicked, the sequel will focus on her rebellion against the wizard and Madame Morrible. The first Wicked movie was a major commercial and critical success, getting nominated for 10 Academy Awards and grossing $751 million at the box office. Because of this, anticipation is high for the upcoming Wicked. For good. More than likely, the upcoming sequel will also be a hit with audiences and critics, which could tempt the studio to make Wicked 3. However, I'm really hoping that Wicked 3 doesn't get greenlit after the release of Wicked. For good. After the dramatic ending of the first film, Wicked, For Good will continue the stories of characters like Elphaba, Glinda, and Fiyero. The beginning of the first movie already teased what audiences can expect at the end of Wicked. For Good's story. At the beginning of Wicked, citizens of Munchkinland celebrate the death of Elphaba, who they refer to as the Wicked Witch of the West. In Wicked, For Good, many Ozians will believe that Elphaba was killed by Dorothy, as is seen in the 1939 classic film, The Wizard of Oz, but in reality, she actually fakes her death. If Wicked, For Good faithfully adapts the Broadway musical, Elphaba will survive the events of the film and leave the land of Oz with Fiyero. This is a somewhat happy ending for Elphaba, but also quite bittersweet since she will not be able to continue her friendship with Glinda, who will continue to be a leading figure in Oz. While this ending makes sense for the characters, I'm worried that a third Wicked movie will be made. After all, Maguire did write a sequel novel to Wicked. Since the release of his first Wicked novel in 1995, Maguire has actually written 4 more novels set in the world of Oz. In addition to Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, he has also written Son of a Witch, A Lion Among Men, Out of Oz, and Elfie, A Wicked Childhood. Son of a Witch is a direct sequel to Wicked and follows Elphaba and Fiyero's son, who is named Lear. Wicked 3 would struggle to adapt Son of a Witch since Elphaba and Fiyero will probably not have a son in the upcoming sequel. After Wicked, For Good, fans will undoubtedly want to know what happens next, which could convince the studio to make a third movie. However, Wicked 3 would struggle to adapt Son of a Witch since Elphaba and Fiyero will probably not have a son in the upcoming sequel. Even though they have Lear in the novels, and Fiyero has several other children, the Broadway musical removed these characters from the story. Elphaba and Fiyero having a child wouldn't fit into Wicked. For Good story, and Lear wouldn't be the right character to follow in a third film. Since the first movie was such a huge success, it is safe to say that Wicked, For Good will also make a lot of money at the box office and get nominated for several major awards. If it does experience this success, Universal Pictures may want to turn it into an even bigger franchise and greenlit a third movie. However, this would not be a good decision, especially if the third movie follows Lear rather than Elphaba, Glinda, and Fiyero. The plot of Son of a Witch is not the story that audiences would want to see in Wicked 3. Part of the reason the first Wicked film was so successful is because, in addition to Maguire's novel, it was also adapting the hit Broadway musical. Since Son of a Witch hasn't been made into a musical, this wouldn't be the case for Wicked 3, which means that audiences wouldn't resonate as much with its story. Therefore, while continuing the franchise may be tempting if Wicked, For Good is a success, Wicked 3 should absolutely not be made.